This is my Abeyant Leap Berserker Titan build, and this thing is crazy good. So when you're using Dendron's Lash, you actually get to spawn 2 additional projectiles, ripples that go out and they aggressively track enemies. And the cool thing about that is now you have tracking on your suspend ability. That actually works out very well. And on top of that, you gain woven mail whenever you suspend targets. So just using this ability now becomes a way to get into woven mail. Now, from there, Dangerous Lash is really simple. It works really strong against dealing with unstoppable champions. Unstoppable champions usually can walk through just about anything, and they are very tanky. So having this available to be able to stun them in your kit is very useful, especially in harder content. I'm also pairing this with Shackle Grenade, so now because Shackle Grenade also works as suspend, it allows me another opportunity to go into woven mail. So that's now 2 ways. Now, for my melee, you only have one option, but the option you have is great. You even have 3 copies on top of that allows you to be able to do severing damage. When you sever enemies, it reduces how much damage they can do to you. And when you stack this with woven mail, with the amount of damage reduction you have, you become nearly unkillable. So I'm pairing all of that with Threat of Warding. Threat of Warding is very simple. You pick up Orb Power and it grants you woven mail right on the spot for 10 seconds. Then I'm using Threat of Fury. Because I'm using Strand, everything I do is going to help me create tangles, and when I throw those tangles at enemies and do damage, it's going to grant me a huge chunk of melee energy. Then I'm using Threat of Mind, where whenever I suspend an enemy, it allows me to get additional class ability energy when I defeat them, and then also defeating suspended targets also gets me a normal power. So when I combine all of that, it allows me to get extra orb energy to be able to use, in my build, and also go into woven mail at the same time. And it allows me to get faster into my next class ability to do it all over again. So I'm using Into the Fray. Into the Fray allows me to destroy tangles and cast my super to be able to go into woven mail again. So that's now 5 ways I'm able to go into woven mail. And the extra perk with this is allows me to get additional melee regeneration increase. So it allows me to get a lot of energy back very fast. Allows me to allow synergy between the build and all the different aspects and fragments. I'm pairing all of this with Rallying Barricade so I can have the lowest cooldown option available. And on top of that, Rallying Barricade allows you to have a faster reload speed. So because I am using Final Warning is its big downfall is how fast it goes through its clip. However, it does so much damage, it makes it worthwhile. So what you want to do is you want to be able to get behind your Rallying Barricade, get up close, and use Dendron's Lash and Abeyant Leap to be able to suspend as many enemies as possible, charge up and blast them. The Final Warning is land as many crit shots as possible. Triple damage when you aim down sights for a charged up burst. So that gives you the max damage that you can do. That's almost the same as using, I would say it's almost as much as doing a rocket if you land all of the crit shots directly on critical hits. So make sure you keep that in mind for that. You'll see a lot of that throughout this video where I'm tracking people down with my Dendron's Lash, and then I'm sliding up and lighting them up with Final Warning. And it's such a great build because it makes it easier to land those critical hits, because suspend, they don't tell you this, but what it does is it also exposes whatever the critical hit spots are. So a lot of times enemies would hide them or they'll guard against it in some type of way. But when you're using suspend, it exposes everything. And that's why these two work so well together, because one directly sets up the other. Now, when I'm using these mods, the goal was not to take away the power boost, but to use it to the best of my ability at all times. So I'm using time dilation so that way I can stay active with my deteriorating surge I have here, because when you have surge mods on, it's going to make you lose your charge of light energy that you have. So you want to make sure you have this on to help out with that. Then I'm using powerful attraction and reaper. So every time I use my class ability, I'm able to suspend everybody, then gain a bunch of charge of light that's in the neighborhood, whatever's nearby, and continue to power up my surge mod as well, and gain health back with recuperation. Then I'm using emergency reinforcements, charged up, and whatever is the damage type that I need to be on to be able to protect myself at the time. Then I'm using it for the arms. I'm using heavy-handed, impact, induction, and focusing strike. The combination of these three will allow me to get an orb of power, then turn my melee damage I do, whether it's a kill or not, into both class ability energy and grenade energy. Then for my super generators, I'm using dynamo and hands-on, along with harmonic siphon. So the goal is to roll up, hit my barricade, either get a melee kill or a weapon kill, and at that point get as many orbs of power going from there, and use those orbs of power to generate more class ability energy, so that way I can do it again as quickly as possible. Now, all this together becomes a very, very powerful Titan, especially for the Berserker, because of how much damage it already has able to do. And being able to sever enemies, suspend enemies, expose their weak points. And it really works out very well to be able to do massive damage. The only time I might use my have to use my rocket really is when I have to deal with anybody else, like those overload champions right now. But this allows me to be able to cover all types very quickly, very easily. Just having, I can use this kit actually any day of the week, really. But yeah, this is the Berserker Titan, the Berserker Abeyant Leap build, and it's just really good, man. It's crazy strong. I felt like the doctor going in there and really tinkering away, like Dr. Giro or one of those mad scientists really trying to make this thing work. But as much as I tinkered with it, it's such a good build. The only thing you want to do is just help it survive in between, getting orbs of light. But as long as you're able to generate your orbs of light pretty quickly, you can possibly even take this emergency reinforcement off. If there's something else you would want to put it on, like only thing I could think of I would put it on if I was to switch anything would be put maybe like a grenade kickstart, because it's the one I have the lowest amount of energy on. But outside of that, I'm totally fine with not changing a single thing. So, all that being said, thank you for watching. Until next time, it's your boy, Black Mike. Peace, y'all.